Welcome to Moved by Media, a sister channel of Moved by Memories, and welcome to my inaugural video. This will be the place to celebrate all things media. Here I will share my passion for both fiction and nonfiction, as well as the love of quests that typically result in oversized book hauls. Here I'll convey my affection for both great and so bad it's good cinema and streaming entertainment. And here you'll feel my admiration for video games, a hobby that's given me joy since the days of Pong. Whether you're a cinephile, a bibliophile, or a video game enthusiast, I hope you'll join me. My first adventure took me to the Jacksonville Friends of the Library Bookstore. Throughout my years of book browsing, I've always been searching for one book that I let slip away. Back in the 80s, I'd read the interesting premise on the back of a paperback, but for whatever reason, I never bought it. And for whatever other reason, that book has continued to create a literary FOMO in me ever since. I couldn't remember the name of the book nor the author, only aspects of the cover and part of the plot. And despite numerous internet quests and reading app consultations, I was still at a loss. Understandably, the situation was maddening. Please write down in the comments if anything like this has ever happened to you. Anyway, I'm happy to report that with this stop in Jacksonville, my quest finally resulted in the discovery of this treasure, my personal holy grail, if you will. Hope you enjoy my adventure.
I just got goosebumps in this place. Literally. I've been looking for this book. I remember the name. I'd gone on Goodreads and tried to get people to help me, and that didn't work out. But no lie, and I don't even know if it's a good book, but I finally found the book. Good morning from Moved by Media. It's actually before 9 o'clock. One of the spots that I like to check out while I'm in Jacksonville is the Jacksonville Friends of the Library Bookstore, which opens at 9 to 12 and is only open 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm here on a Tuesday. They also have sales at different times of the year where you get apparently more bargains. You can get a bag of books. I've been here before and I've gotten some deals, and so I'm here today to see what happens. They just opened, so I'm going to check it out. One of the spots they have is a collectible book section right as you walk in. Some of the collectible books they have are to their bargain, but not super bargain. Friends of the Library of Jacksonville was able to give a $125,000 check last year to the public library system to help defer some costs. So it is definitely a good cause. So unfortunately, the science fiction section was a bust for me, with the exception of one or two books. But they've got a lot of paperbacks, a lot of hardcovers. The price of their books are $4 for hardbacks, which is, some people have been complaining recently, it's steep. $2 for soft covers. However, paperbacks, all of them are $1. And then you got their kids' books, they're all $1 as well. Now I'm just looking for treasures in all of this. And so they have a lot of mass market paperbacks, a lot of ones that you see over and over again. So I'm challenging myself today in this literature. I'm looking for a book on Goodreads that has 5 or less reviews that is like a 70s book from the 1970s. And so let's see what I can find. I've always enjoyed this book and movie. Always look for this, see if there's a price or if it looks older, like this one. Samsung by Cord. It's $1.75 originally. It is 1976. It's his first novel. Chances are he probably doesn't have a lot of good reads. We may find someone that meets the challenge. We have a winner so far. This meets the criteria, so I guess I'm going to read this. 0 Goodreads ratings. Looks like I found another one that meets the criteria. I've never read a Gothic story, but the neat thing about this one is it does take place in Florida, and the first page said Live Oak, and it's from 1974. Oh well, it meets the criteria. So I may cheat on this one. Found this one. It's 1979. Yeah, it was banking off the Jaws, I'm sure. But that's a great cover. And this looks like it only has a 2.8 on Goodreads, but it could be a gem. But there are only 25 reviews. For $1, that's definitely a deal. So, I just got goosebumps in this place. Literally. Back in the 80s, I worked at the family bookstore. And that was my first job ever. It was under the table. Thanks, Rob. And I found a book there that I never got for some reason, but it looked interesting. I've been looking for this book since then, and I couldn't remember the name. I'd gone on Goodreads and tried to get people to help me, and that didn't work out. But no lie, and I don't even know if it's a good book, but I finally found the book. I remembered the cover of a guy with his hat about to fly off, and I just found it for $1. This is it. Handling Sin. I'm Michael Malone. For some reason, this book has always stuck out with me because I remembered him saving his 300-pound neighbor from the law. And now I thought he had stolen him from his nursing home, but this is the book that I have been looking for that I never read. I literally got goosebumps in this place. It is crazy.
I'm going to share with you the book haul that I got at Jacksonville, at the Jacksonville Friends of Library Public Bookstore. Hopefully you'll be able to pick this up because right now we're in stormy Florida, and it is definitely storming right now. And so you may hear some thunder, but hopefully not. I was very, very happy with the trip, even more happy with what I found a little bit later. But I did want to share with you. Each one of these books, like I told you earlier in the video, cost $1 each. There's the thunder again. I'll tell you why I picked the books that I did. Please excuse the hair, I just got out of the shower. Sometimes I have my hair up, sometimes I have my hair down. It doesn't matter. Come to you from my daughter's room, who moved out this past December. As you can see from these white shelves that I've adopted them, had some extra books to put over here. And here's where I have all my hard case crime books, as well as some men's adventure books that I found. I tend not to read sequels to books. Tell me in the comments if you do, if you're a sequel reader. I'm one of those rare people that usually does not read a sequel, but I do like seeing where things kicked off. Maybe it's about liking openings of things and not liking closures, I don't know. But I happen to have a bunch of first editions of series, and I found about 3 at this Jacksonville store. Once again, it's only open 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 to 12, and then sometimes they're open on weekends for additional sales. But here, let's go ahead with these $1 books that I found. The first one is The Cry. of the Halidon by Jonathan Ryder, who is actually not Jonathan Ryder. And the reason I got this book is because when I looked it up, I was very surprised. It's Robert Ludlum's first book, and I thought that was cool to be able to find for $1. And in the same vein, I came across Ridley Pearson's first book. My son was a big Ridley Pearson fan from the Kingdom Keeper series, as well as the Peter Pan one that I can't remember the name of. But I thought it was neat to find his first ever novel that he published. I found a better copy of a book I had, which was an interesting older book called For the Child Buyer, and I wanted to get another copy of that. Mark Olden is the author of the Black Samurai series, and I was happy to find another book by him. This book may be for a resale. I've never sold any books, but I think one day I am. That's going to be kind of that retirement plan. We are getting to be empty nesters very shortly, coming up in August. This was a book that may go for resale. I found this book because my daughter happens to love cats, and I thought it was neat to have a creepy book. And I love it says, "More chilling than the birds," and it's feral, about cats. This one also looked unusual, called Leash, that I came across for $1, and it tends to go for some money online. Then I looked for some classics, just because I was an English teacher for years. The Human Factor by Graham Greene, which is a classic. An old copy of All Is Quiet on the Western Front. This is a 10th printing. It's neat to find an older copy. Lolita is definitely a classic. It's the 17th printing. Of course, I remember reading Beowulf. I didn't get a copy of Beowulf, but I did find a copy of John Gardner's Grendel, which tells the story of Beowulf from Grendel's point of view, which always I think is a neat idea. Next, I came around across some copies of some number ones in series. Cimarron, I tend to collect some Western series. Sorry, the lightning went off again. Wanted number one, and I was happy to see Cimarron and the Hanging Judge. And it's not in the best shape, but it is from 1983, a first printing. This is number one in a series by Robert Mason called Weapon. I think the second book is solo, but I did definitely want to find the first book in the series, and hopefully I'll enjoy this. And I'm pretty sure I got this, if I can recall correctly, because it's the first book in the series as well, by Ross Thomas, called The Singapore Wink. Its first Avon printing, 1970. So I worked at, like I said earlier, I worked at a used bookstore as my first job, and ever since then I've just had a love for physical books, because you get your cover art, you got that feel of a book in your hand. Sometimes, hopefully not too bad of a smell, but a book smell as well. I picked up some sci-fi books, because I also do collect sci-fi. Another first book in a series that I wanted to check out, because I've read some of James Lovegrove's other books in the Firefly series. And this is The Age of Ra, which is the first book in this series. So a lot of these books are from my retirement book library, where I hope to retire and be able to read as much. Of course, finding a timescape for $1 is a good thing. This had decent reviews, and so Courtship Right looked pretty interesting to me. And it was a Hugo Award nominee for Best Science Fiction Book or Novel of the Year. So that at least should make it interesting. Now we're getting into the YA category. I only got 2 books, and one I got because it looks like a YA book, but maybe it's not. But it looks definitely not like a book I would read, but the author is somebody who is well sought after, and she is pretty popular as a female science fiction writer. She now currently writes, I think it's mystery, out of the science fiction market, but she is definitely popular in the science fiction with the science fiction fans today. Oh, Susanna by Kate Wilhelm. So that was another interesting one. Another book I found was Life in the Fat Lane, which I looked up, and there were a lot of people who read this book. It is a YA book, but it did sound quite interesting and something I could maybe pass on to my daughter. I don't know if she'd like it, but it looked interesting. I got some TV movie related books. I've been collecting some MASH books. I'd never seen this one, and it's MASH Goes to Morocco, based on the TV series, it says. But I don't think it was ever turned into a movie. But I don't know. I could be wrong. I'll have to look that up. Of course, one of the most famous movies of all time, Spielberg's Raiders of the Lost Ark, is something that I came across, and so I don't think I had a copy. Unfortunately, this one's dog-eared right there. Has a little crease, but it was nice to see Raiders of the Lost Ark for $1. This one I bought for nostalgia's sake. I can still remember for my birthday, my ex-stepmother took me for my birthday to go see a movie. And it's a very important memory for me with her. It was just me, not my siblings, and I went to go see Foul Play. And I've never read the book, but because of that experience, it does hold a close place in my heart because it reminds me of her, and she's no longer with us today. So thank you, Jeannie, for that memory, and this is a book I got because of her. This one came at the end of the day, and I didn't even get a chance to look up or to see what it was about, but it apparently was a stunning movie starring Shelley Winters. Its copyright date is 1968. This is the second printing. This is Wild in the Street, so if it's an interesting book, I'm sure it'll be of the time. It looks like it's about teen power and about just kind of that rebellious time of free love in the 60s, but I'll check it out to see what it's about. One of the things we were able to do is they had bookmarks, and so I found a bookmark, kind of like a RIP bookmark, which is Borders, Books, Music, and Cafe, which I used to go to all the time. I don't know if I ever actually bought a book there, which is maybe why they started to go out of business, but I did find a bookmark for Borders, and this person is someone who I definitely remember growing up loving his artwork style, and this was a bookmark advertising something with Arthur Adams, and so he was definitely a popular artist in the late 80s and early 90s. Also, the books I referred to in the video, Sand Song by Alex Cord, which I'm looking to read since it met the challenge. The second one was the Gothic that was taking place in Florida, Those Subtle Weeds, which I turned and I saw something about Live Oak, a plantation home in Florida, which I've never read any Gothics, so this will be my first one. So look for some reviews on that. This was the other one that I referred to, Creatures. The Perfect Killing Machine is Coming, Creatures. And so it looked interesting. That is one of the most amazing covers I've ever seen. I looked it up. It does go for some money online, but it was definitely, from that aspect, a good find for $1. But more importantly, I just love that cover. That cover is amazing. And I love how it made a reference to Jaws. $2.50 price on the cover. It was $1 for me, so it depreciated in value. And this is the first pocketbook printing in August of 1979. So, Creatures. And then the one that made me the happiest, my personal holy grail, was definitely Handling Sin, and coming across this book, which for many people would mean nothing, but it was a book that I had been looking for 30 years, and I found it for $1. And it's a good copy too. Spine's barely creased, which is great. It is also a book that when I looked it up on Goodreads, I was shocked that I don't know if they ever put it back in print or if it's in print today, but there were a lot of people who read it, and it was highly rated. It's over, I think, a 4.12 on Goodreads, which is actually very impressive for a book from the 80s. It is first printing, but the neat thing that I saw, which I don't know if this is legit, but I looked it up and it looks legit because there was only one other book by him that was signed. But normally authors will sign on the copyright page. This one is signed, and it did match what was online, but it's on the back of the cover. So I'm going to say it was signed by him because it does match what was out there already on the internet. But to find this book after so long and to find it a signed copy was pretty incredible. And to find all these books, 26 books for $26, doesn't get any better. Take care. I'll see you next time. Continue to read. Continue to embrace life.